21 and 22. From Lockport, Illinois, Paige Matejsek. And she'll be facing from Rockland, California, Sapphire Nofuente. Down on 15 and 16, from Coral Springs, Florida, Katarina Hagler. She'll be facing from San Diego, California, Caitlin Abagania. On the gentleman bracket, on 25 and 26, our number 1 seed from, I know it's in North Carolina, Wilmington, North Carolina, Ryland Breeze. He'll be facing from Sycamore, Illinois, Landon Jordan. On 19 and 20, from right here nearby, Midlothian, Texas, Dylan Adams. And he'll be facing from Rochester or Victor, New York, Keegan Alexander. On 31 and 32. From Phoenix, Maryland, Nicholas Trentler. And he'll be squaring off from Union City, California, Nihal Hari Maridu. Match down on 13 and 14. From Cherry Hill, New Jersey, Micah Boris. And he'll be squared off from Manalapan, New Jersey, Joseph Dominguez. All right, athletes, please notify your lane attendant which lane you'll be bowling on, the higher seat. And when you're ready, your match may begin.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Bowl TV. My name is Matt Canizaro, and we are getting settled in here for some exciting match play in the U12 division here at the 2018 USBC IBC Youth Junior Gold Championships. And we are here at Sparetime Lanes, AMF Sparetime in Arlington, Texas. And we are joined for the match play portion of this event by USBC and PBA Hall of Famer, fellow left-hander Jason Couch.
Matt, what's happening, my friend?
I'm glad to have you here. It's going to be nice to have someone to talk to, and already not the best left-hander in the booth, and that's okay. I understand my role in the business and in this booth, and hopefully you can add some great insight to this broadcast, and based on what you've seen during your week here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area for the Junior Gold Championships.
I can tell you, Matt, that bowling is alive and doing well, and the amazing amount of talent that we've got to watch this week is just, it's phenomenal to see these kids and how good they really are at this game.
Well, we've got a treat here, being able to see these U12 bowlers, just really phenomenal strength and styles, and such a mixture of talent, one-handers, two-handers, left-handers, you name it. We've got some little guys, some tall guys, a very big mix, and some experience here, and we'll talk about that as things unfold. Right now, we have whittled the field down here in our U12 division. We started the week with 282 boys and 141 girls. They had the advancers round earlier today, and we had 41 boys advance, 21 on the girls side, and then after 20 games total, including 4 this morning, we cut the field now to the top 8 in each category. And what we're going to see now is a double elimination bracket. It's going to be 2-game matches. Total pinfall will determine who advances. And a unique twist to the format this year is that once we get down to the end of the winner's bracket, the 2 remaining players will bowl each other, of course. And the winner there will be the number 1 seed for TV. And the non-winner, as we call them, in that final winners bracket match will be the number 2 seed. And then for the first time, we'll have a stepladder in the Junior Gold U12 division here. So the winner of the elimination bracket will be the number 3 seed for the stepladder. So we'll have the opportunity to see a third player on the broadcast, which is going to be great. Coming up all through August, CBS Sports Network will have all the Junior Gold action, the U12, U15, U20, along with USA Bowling team events in the U12 and U15. Those finalists were set yesterday, so it's going to be a super busy day tomorrow at the ITRC in Arlington, Texas. 5 TV shows, and we get to see, again, bowlers all the way from 8, 10, 12 years old, all the way up to our top tier U20 division.
So what lane condition are they bowling on here, Matt?
Well, the fun part, I guess, the fun part of Junior Gold is that they don't know. They don't tell them the lane conditions. They go out there and really just based on ball reaction and really kind of instill that right from the beginning. Just go out there and see what your ball does. Make your moves and your adjustments. And they all had the opportunity to practice at the various bowling centers throughout town, but the plan is that the patterns will be revealed on the TV shows. So they know, as part of the Team USA or Junior Team USA program, always a variety of patterns. The World Bowling has a bank of patterns, long, medium, short. So of course, Junior Gold being a true test of versatility, no doubt they're bowling on a nice variety over their 4 days of qualifying, and then on to the catchers or advancers round to see who matches up, who's the best of the best.
That's for sure. You've got to use a wide variety of angles this week on the different houses, different conditions, ball changes. It really educates the kids to play everywhere on the lane and to learn to adjust with your equipment as well.
Well, these are definitely some smart young bowlers, and of course they have some great support behind us, surrounded by parents, family, friends all week long. But these competitors, you can see them thinking through the moves and the changes, and it really is kind of neat. I know a lot of our employees and fans, they really enjoy watching, especially these U12 guys and girls, just because it's such a raw talent at this point, and such unique emotion that's out there, the highs and the lows, and it really makes it entertaining. And here in our first matches, we have Landon Jordan and Ryland Brees. Brees last year kind of won the hearts of bowling fans on CBS Sports Network. The little guy with the beaver hair went out there and he made the TV show and ended up as the runner-up to Brandon Bone in the U12 category. But he's back, bowled really well in qualifying, outdistanced the field by almost 200 pins, and comes in as the number 1 seed here for match play. So he's here on 25 and 26. We'll have 1 boys match and 1 girls match as the day progresses here. And in our girls match, Karina Capron actually is our defending champ. Her picture is on the master unit, so she's had the opportunity to look at that all day long, perhaps as motivation to go and do it again and add her name to the short list of young ladies who have been able to repeat here. The likes of Stephanie Johnson and Shannon Pluhowski. That's a pretty good company. And Karina is taking on Ashton Woods, a familiar name. Of course, the relation to Curtis Woods, PBA player and general manager out at Double Decker Lanes, a frequent PWBA tour stop.
Karina Capron with an open to start the match, a double, and then another open. And now just going Brooklyn and leaving the 6 pin.
Folks, remember, 2-game pinfall total will determine the winners in each match. But we're down to the top 8 boys, top 8 girls, and they've had the opportunity to really get comfortable over the past 5 days now. It's been a long competitive week, and we're just getting started, but we saw some big scores this morning. And at any level, of course, spares, very, very important.
Absolutely, got to fill those frames.
We do appreciate everybody dropping in here on Bowl TV again. If you're just joining us, my name is Matt Cannizzaro, and alongside Hall of Famer Jason Couch for today's match play action. We'll have match play throughout the day, and it's going to be our first round here. It's an 8-player double elimination bracket, so we'll pretty much be every hour on the half hour starting now, because we're in game 1 of 2 right now.
Just watching where the kids are playing. Everybody seems to be around the 4 to 5 board, which would tell me that the pattern's going to be slightly shorter than most. Obviously, with a typical house shot being somewhere between 40, 41, 42 feet. This looks like it's somewhere right around, I would guess, 38 feet maybe, 39 feet. Looks like you can tell they're the best bowlers this week, because it looks like everybody's lined up to the pocket pretty well so far.
Should be pretty exciting. And now again, Ryland Breeze bowled very well throughout the 20 games, and now comes down to this 2-game shootout as the number 1 seed. The opportunity to take on our number 8 competitor, Landon Jordan. Ryland averaged nearly 192 through his 20 games this week, which is pretty spectacular. And for Jordan to make the top 8, took an average of 176 and change. So definitely not easy out there. We saw that across all of our divisions. Again, it is certainly a true test of what these players are made of and capable of. But Jason, you've had an opportunity to experience this event and many events, of course, but to be kind of in the trenches with the bowlers all week long. You guys have had various activities and games and seminars, and can you kind of describe what Junior Gold Week means to you guys?
Well, being the corporate sponsor with the Brands of Ebonite International, we have made a large commitment, and this is our biggest commitment we make all year to anything, PBA, PWBA. We really value Junior Gold and the accomplishments of these kids, and it's been an awesome week. It's a lot of hours in the bowling center with the kids. It's the parents have a lot of long hours driving from place to place. However, this is the main event for junior bowling, and to be a part of it is just awesome. And to see how good these kids are and how competitive they are at such a young age, it's a true testament to the coaching around the country. We couldn't be more proud of this event, and we try very hard to make sure everyone has a great experience.
Well, we certainly appreciate what EBI, Ebonite International, has been able to bring to the Junior Gold experience. And so much going on in the DFW area over this competitive week or two between Junior Gold, the USA Bowling National Championships, the Youth Open Championships, and again, a variety of trade shows and seminars and opportunities for the young bowlers to get coaching and see equipment and meet their favorite players. So I couldn't think of a better summer vacation, and then to come out here and compete against the best. And of course, the event continues to grow in each division. 3,900 bowlers this year, and again, our U12 division continuing to get bigger and stronger, and now seeing some personalities and some players kind of develop, and we're going to see some of them again on CBS Sports Network.
Yeah, we want them to have a great experience, but so we also want them to have fun. The start of the week we had an EBI branded demo day where we actually had a couple of bowling balls in the demo that the kids hadn't even heard about yet, to try and get them fired up about some new equipment coming out. We went to American Airlines Arena for opening ceremony. We had a kids' fun day outside the arena. We had a dunk tank. We had cornhole boards set up. We had all kinds of things. Life-size Jenga for the kids to play against some of the pros, and it was packed, and we just had an amazing time out there. You gotta get them off on a good feeling to start the week, and opening ceremonies were phenomenal, and now it's all business.
I was going to say, as talented and focused as these youngsters are, you have to remember they're still 12, 13, 14, 15 years old, so you want to mix in a little bit of that fun and there, take their mind off the bowling part of it. But when it's time to get to it, they definitely are all business. There's a nice break for Breeze there for the double. And now we're near the end of game number 1 here in our 2-game match. And Ryland definitely with the advantage here. 20 pins, 30 pins. Stepping up now in the 9th frame. He can get to 257. And Jordan max score 217. So these guys, again, we saw Breeze throw tons of strikes last year to get to the TV show. And not slowing that pace anytime soon here. And in our girls match, our defending champ, Karina Capron, struggling a little bit. 2 strikes early, but falling behind. And Ashton Woods taking advantage of an early 3-bagger to get out in front here in game number 1. Folks, depending on where your favorite player is or how old, there's continued coverage throughout the day of the Junior Gold Championships. 4 different broadcasts going from around the DFW area. Aaron Smith, Emil Williams Jr., Jason Thomas, all on the call at their respective bowling centers. 8 centers in play this week. Pretty phenomenal, and of course, we continue to travel to these great cities where there's much to do beyond just bowling. Sometimes, whether the day goes well or poorly, you just want to step away and go enjoy what an unfamiliar region of the country might have to offer. I think that the travel part of it and being able to do that is just as important.
I would have to agree with you, Matt. The kids have really seemed to enjoy the experience here in the Metroplex, and it's been a little on the warm side, shall we say, this week, but it's nice and cool in the bowling center, and everybody seems to be having a good time.
Perfect bowling weather. In fact, I think I was driving home from setting up some equipment the other day, and there's like 126 degrees on the car thermometer there. But yeah, it's nice in here, and we got the best view of some of the up-and-coming talent here at the Junior Gold Championships. Landon Jordan going to close things out here in game number 1. Missed conversion there on the 2-8. He can get to 194. Again, our number 1 seed, Ryland Breeze, with the advantage here as game number 1 closes out. We do have matches going on across the 40-lane center. We'll let you know what we can see, and we'll see how it tallies up after each game as well. But all the information for the week, scores to this point, all available at bowl.com/juniorgold.
Karina Capron is hanging in there. She seems to have a little trouble finding the pocket right now, but she's starting to make her spares, and this is a very, very tight match, actually. If she strikes here, she'll actually be up 3 pins in the match.
Jason, at this level, the U12 bowlers definitely well composed. Sometimes a bit more of a roller coaster and up and down than we see from some more experienced players, but all the emotions very well in check here, and definitely impressed with the young maturity of this class of bowlers. Certainly didn't. I don't know what I really expected, but very impressed just with the way everybody's acting and holding themselves on the lanes.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that, Matt. At the end of the day, we have to remember they are young kids and they are going to get upset. How they deal with it is going to have a lot to do with how they bowl. Don't get down on yourself. Stay positive, even when you're struggling. Stay positive. Try and figure it out.
Well, definitely a tale of 2 top seeds here. Again, Ryland Breeze last year made the show, was the runner-up. So looking for some redemption here in 2018, and Karina Capron, she was able to hoist that trophy. She got to experience that, and now she's trying to get back there. So just seeing how both of them, in their respective chases of the trophy have persevered, and of course all the other players. Some others had close calls. In our top 8, Dylan Adams made match play last year, came up a little bit short. We'll see him as the day progresses, and a few others just missed making it to the advancers round, so able to improve on that this year. And that's all you can ask for, is to come out each time and do a little bit better.
Right.
So we have a 181 finish for Landon Jordan and 223 for Ryland Brees to get out in front. And on the girls' side, we are ready for the 10th frame. Ashton Woods going to step up first, working on his strike so you can get to 188. And Capron seems to have found something to get those 9 counts. So she's close, and we've seen her get locked in as well. So we'll see what happens here as game 2 unfolds in just a moment.
Wow, pretty good shot there to leave a blower 7, but she found the pocket, which she had trouble with the last few frames on that lane.
Now, sir, you have a couple of youngsters at home, right? And
I do.
I'm sure you've had the opportunity to sit and enjoy some activities and sports and such. And have they gone the bowling route at all, or did they choose another path, perhaps?
Both my daughters at home. I have a 10-year-old Kaylin and an 8-year-old Kira, and they both are recreational bowlers. They have their own ball bag, but they both have fallen in love with soccer. So I am, on the weekends, I'm usually at the soccer fields watching some soccer.
So how does this Junior Gold experience and all that comes with it compare to a soccer weekend with the daughters?
I'm certainly pacing a lot more often at the soccer field, watching the kids play. I bet you if I ever got them to come to Junior Gold to see what goes on, they would probably love it. They love watching their dad bowl. So, if they get interested in the game, that'll be awesome. I'm going to fully support them in whatever sport they pick up.
I would say there's probably not too many people who don't enjoy watching their dad bowl. Myself included, of course. Being both left-handed and from the great state of Florida, having the opportunity to grow up, and not to age you by any means, but of course everybody wanted to follow in the footsteps of their favorite pros, and now with this Junior Gold experience, the pros are very accessible. You guys have been, as you said, kind of in the mix of it the entire week in various capacities, and from trade shows to coaching to ball demos, and I think this is the one sport where you can get up close and personal and kind of see the lifestyle a little bit. And all these young bowlers, I'll say many of them, actually, we have a lot of bio sheets here for all the players talking about what they want to be when they grow up, who they look up to, and a lot of them, want to be professional bowlers. And of course, some of the familiar names: Jason Bamonte, Parker Bone. I'm sure there's a couple Jason Couches in here as well.
They might be a little young. They may not remember me. We might have to go to ESPN Classic.
But now, especially with the PWBA Tour, the opportunity for life in bowling after high school and college. Of course, these players have a long way to go before that being in the U12 division, but this is just a stepping stone, which is really, really cool. Yeah, it's been just a great opportunity for the kids to meet some of the pros this week, and we brought in our entire pro staff. We do a lot of vlogging each day from the locations, and it's been really, really a unique experience. Anybody that ever gets a chance to come out to Junior Gold, please do. Next year, 2019, Detroit, Michigan, and in 2020, Indianapolis, Indiana. So 2 terrific cities, and so many things going on, and everything only growing each year. So it's pretty phenomenal. And now our U12 bowlers Some of them will advance to the U15 division, of course, and then on to U20 and high school bowling, college bowling, and they're going to be far better than probably we ever were or could have been, just based on the opportunity to bowl in events like this against top competition on challenging lane conditions. They'll be very, very prepared when it's time to move on to the professional ranks.
It's pretty amazing to see Ryland Brees bowling in front of us, and he already has a year of experience under his belt, and at that young of age.
Well, Ryland, the young two-hander, of course, his favorite bowler, Jason Belmonte, no surprise there, with the 7th grader. Highest season average, 217.
Wow.
At 11 or 12 years old, definitely the fact that, of course, he can be here bowling nearly a 200 average on these challenging conditions this week. I imagine that going home to a Saturday morning league is a little bit different. Here he is off to a great start in game 2, has a 42 pin lead. He shot 223 game 1, and now front 4, and he's rolling here in his first bracket match. Our ladies match a little bit closer, just 4 pins separating our 2 players. Capron, with her spare shooting late in the game, ended up with 170 and a 4-pin advantage over Woods, who had 166.
Great shot by Landon Jordan there, 10-minute pitch.
Jason, we have a question in the chat here. How many years have you been affiliated with EBI? I remember, was there a photo or a video where you've been there so long they named a street after you? Is that right?
that is correct. There's a road that comes into the plant and is now officially called Jason Couch Way. That just tells you that you're really old when they name stuff after you. How long have I been with EBI? I bowled my rookie year on the PBA tour in '92, and I was an independent. I could throw pretty much everything, and both TV shows I made, I threw ebonite bowling balls to make TV, so I felt like I matched up really well with their products, and later that December they signed me on to be one of their players on staff, and I've been with them ever since. So 25 years I've been on the ebonite staff.
Well, one of my favorite stories, one of my favorite things about what I do for a living is that I get to be around you guys and kind of experience things far differently than any bowling fan would. I get to travel and compete against you sometimes, or at least bowl on the same lanes. I don't know if I'm competing. But to go to the events, whether it be Team USA or the World Championships, or just kind of hear some of the stories and be behind the scenes. And one of my favorite things I had the opportunity to do was be part of the PBA 50th anniversary 50 Greatest Players in History, the book that they put together. And somehow I was fortunate enough to get some inspirational players for me. So when we chatted, we talked about your first couple of years there on tour, and one of the stories involved a payphone, which that'll tell you how long ago that was. But things not going so well out there, and you called home. You called mom and dad, and can you kind of talk about that? And you were just a young guy back then, and hadn't had an experience like this Junior Gold Championships to hone your skills from 12 years old. Right,
yeah. I started out the '92 season. I bowled in Torrance, California. Bowled absolutely horrible. Just felt out of whack. Just didn't feel like I could get anything going right. We go to Las Vegas the next week at the Showboat and bowl absolutely horrible again, and just felt like I was really hard on myself and felt like I just didn't belong out there. So I call home and talk to my dad about it, and my dad's like, you're talking to the wrong person. You got to talk to your mom. So my mom gets on the phone and she says, yeah, you can come home. Nice 210 conversion. So she says, you can come home, but you're going to get a job and you're going to move out and you're going to figure it out. And if you think only 2 weeks is a career, then you need to learn a lot more. So I said, okay, Mom, well, I'm going to Sacramento and I'm going to keep bowling. And, it's just things like that remotivate you and my mom basically said you can't just give it 2 weeks. You got to give it a better effort than that. And I guess the rest is history. 20 plus years on tour and had a lot of nice times out there. And it was just one of those talks where mom puts your head back on and get you out there bowling.
Well, I'd say that that tough love certainly turned out pretty well for you and for the bowling fans out there. And of course, we appreciate now that you're able to join us here, and now that your competitive days are few.
That is correct.
That you're able to still give back to the sport and be here for events like this, folks. If you're just joining us, my name is Matt Canizaro, and joined by Hall of Famer Jason Couch for the match play portion of our U12 division at the Junior Gold Championships here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. We're at AMF Sparetime Lanes in Arlington, Texas, just a few miles away from the International Training and Research Center, the home of Team USA. That's where the TV shows for this year's Junior Gold Championships and USA Bowling National Championships will take place. All of those will be taped tomorrow for delayed broadcast on CBS Sports Network in August. And now we are almost one match closer to finding out which 6 players from the U12 division will make the TV show. We're going to have a stepladder format this year. Very cool. The top 2 players left in our winner's bracket will bowl for the 1-2 seeds, and then the winner of the elimination bracket here will be the number 3 seed for that stepladder. Right now, Ryland Brees, our top seed overall from 20 games of qualifying, looking to advance and stay alive in that winner's bracket. He is well in control, leading by 42 pins coming into this game. Started with the front 5, picked up the 210 in the 6th frame. Jason, what do you think of this little guy?
Well, this is the first time that I've actually really got to see him live, and he looks great. I mean, he doesn't look like anything affects him. He looks like a pretty good spare shooter. I can definitely tell why he's been the leader all week. I mean, he just seems to throw a lot of shots online. He controls the pocket fairly well.
Well, he's able to string some strikes here and really pull ahead of Landon Jordan. Jordan, of course, will not be eliminated. He'll go to the elimination bracket, and double elimination here, have another chance to work his way back. Again, 8 players remaining. 3 will make the TV show. So still plenty of time. And over in our girls match, while strikes the difference for the boys, Ryland just striking away. Adds almost one more, something we're both familiar with there, the stubborn 7-pin. But our girls match really could come down to spare shooting, as we saw a few miscues along the way. And there's some great single pin efforts from Karina late in the game 1. But now trouble for both players.
Yeah, this pair looks really difficult. They both look uncomfortable. When that happens, you have to go back to basics and just concentrate on making your spares and hang tough.
All right, great shot there from Karina. So I kind of feel like she liked the look of that one. After looks like 6-2 and 6-3 in her first 2 frames here. Both players with a pair of opens. So we're nearly even after 3 frames. And I don't know about you, sir, but at 12 years old, if I was out there having some struggles, I don't know that I would be as collected as we're seeing from these players right now.
I would agree with you, Matt. I definitely would be really hard on myself a lot of times, and that's not what you're supposed to do.
Karina breaks up the split, leaves just the 4-7. Nice conversion there by Landon Jordan. So it's pretty wild, too, to be here covering these events and to turn around and see somebody that I bowled with or grew up with, and they're here watching their own children. So, I mean, I understand, but the years, where are they going?
Yeah, I get to run into a few people this week that I bowled the tour with, actually. Doug Kent has his daughter here bowling. Parker Bone has his kids here as well. Wes Malott, a bunch of the PBA guys and PWBA ladies that have kids. They're very competitive in their bowling as well.
Well, those family legacies living on. Brandon Bone winning the U12 division last year here at Junior Gold. And then Brandon and Justin both making a run at the TV show at USA Bowling yesterday. Parker helping coach that squad. Sydney Bone as well, their daughter, making a run at the TV show. Her team was undefeated going into the end of the double elimination bracket, so they were right there, and always entertaining, of course. Now, Doug Kent's son graduated out of college, found success at the Masters this year. So it's really cool to see, and then, of course, those Hall of Famers out there helping to give back as well and coaching those young teams and helping them along. Ryland Brees is going to close things out here, cruising to victory in our opening round of match play. We'll have one more round coming up, and then we'll take a break. What we're going to have here, according to our on-site man in charge, Mike Larson, it's going to be fresh burn for our 4 rounds today. So the next round should be scheduled for 2:30. So not too much of a break, but then we'll take the oil break after that. And pretty soon we're going to have to say goodbye to a couple of our U12 competitors now in our double elimination bracket.
Obviously, some kids will be disappointed when they lose this afternoon, but they have to remember just how far into the tournament they got. And once that pain goes away of losing, they're going to be very, very proud of themselves.
All right, so Landon Jordan going to close things out here. Again, still alive in the tournament, still can make the TV show. From that elimination bracket, we'll see 2 from the winner's bracket, plus one of our non-winners.
Landon bowled a pretty good set, actually. Being the 8th seed, I felt like he bowled pretty good. Just ran into a buzzsaw.
Definitely, when your opponent's throwing 5-6 strikes in a row at you, out-average the field by a bunch of pins. But just to get there, and you'll see, I'm sure he'll come back and talk to the family a little bit and regroup a little for our next round. Looks like Anthony Jordan here watching Landon. Anthony, an Eagle winner at the Open Championship, so looks like a bowling family continuing as well. And then we already mentioned the Ashton Woods, Curtis Woods connection. Curtis was down here earlier talking through her equipment choices with her. Nice finish there for Landon Jordan. Closes out with the last 4 for 197. His 2-game total, 378. But as you said, the buzzsaw, Ryland Brees, 444 for his first 2-game set here. We'll turn our attention now to our girls match. No strikes on the board here. And only a couple of spares. So again, we mentioned 4 pins separating the two after the opening game. And now the difference being the spare shooting.
As difficult as this pair looks, it's just going to come down to filling frames. Try your best to hit the pocket, but just fill those frames.
We have essentially a 2-pin match now at the halfway point of game 2. Jason, you've had the opportunity to bowl in events like the USBC Masters a few times over the years where, once you get to match play, it's a whole new event, whether you're number 1 or number 64. And this is about you and your opponent on that pair of lanes. But sometimes you might get bounced early to the elimination bracket. What do you do mentally in that case, knowing that there's still plenty of bowling to go and it's far from over?
Basically, you just have to go give yourself 5 minutes to cool off, refocus yourself, and understand that you're not out of the tournament. And that's a great thing about the Masters is the double elimination, because you can bowl phenomenal and just lose. You could have a 770 to 760 match for 3 games total pins, and you just have to regroup. You have to understand that you're still alive in the losers bracket, and you could claw your way back onto that TV show. So you got to put the first set behind you and go out and get it after that.
I know it can probably be frustrating when you're in one of those 770, 760 matches and you look 2 pairs down and somebody's winning 530 to 520. But again, at that point, it's not you against the field. How do you keep your focus on what you're doing and not look around realizing that you probably would have beaten every other person in the building except your opponent?
Right. The way I did it is once I got to match play and I understood it was total pins, I just focused on making shots. I didn't focus on what my competitor was doing. If you watch your competitor get a lucky break, all it can do is bring you down. So I would always stay focused inside myself, didn't really watch them bowl much, and just tried to bowl the pins at that point.
Well, things growing quiet here as most of our matches have wrapped up. The way the scores are set up, we're only able to see 1 game at a time. Somebody asked about Sapphire Nefuente. She was a couple pairs to our left here. Looks like she finished with 234 in game 2. Don't know what she had in game 1. But we'll have the updated bracket here in just a minute. A little hard to see too much around. We've got some pillars around us and having some scoring trouble here on our featured pair. This match between our top seed, Karina Capron, our defending champion, and number 8 seed, Ashlyn Woods. Only 4 pins separating them coming in.
And as of right now, Karina has a 1-pin lead in this game. So they're only 5 pins apart through a game and a half of bowling.
And over the 20 games of qualifying to get to match play, Karina averaging 181.75. And to get that 8th spot, Ashton Woods, 170.95. So 11 pins over 20 games. That's a lot of sticks out there. And at this point, all of that erased. And as you said, just a couple of pins now, the difference. So this essentially a mini Masters or mini Queens for our young players.
And I think that's a good thing. I think it's a good thing to have the same format, so they understand it, they can experience it, and when they do get older and get to the Masters or the Queens, they have an idea of what they need to do.
I don't know how many 12 or 13-year-olds there are out there in the world who could say that by that age they've had 1 or 2 or 3 TV appearances doing the sport that they enjoy. It's pretty phenomenal, and we'll see that in our USA Bowling under 12 division. A couple defending champions there going back on TV, and in the U15 division, our defending champs will be there as well. And part of that group, Spencer Robars, who made TV and won in the U12 division here at Junior Gold, and has been a force each step of the way after that. A great shot there by Ashton Wood. Still looking for our first strike here in game 2. So definitely grinding things out here on 27 and 28 here at AMF Sparetime lanes.
She just needs to build on that first shot. Really good shot. Give her some confidence. Hopefully make the spare and, try and get it figured out on the left lane. The left lane seems to be hooking more for both players, and they're having a little trouble getting lined up.
Some pin, no problem for Ashton. Again, we have a 1-pin game and a 3-pin match advantage to our defending champion, Karina Capron. And folks just checking in, we appreciate it. My name is Matt Canizaro alongside Hall of Famer Jason Couch, and this is the U12 match play at the 2018 Junior Gold Championships here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. We're down to 8 boys and 8 girls, and 3 of each will make it to CBS Sports Network to battle for this year's U12 Junior Gold titles. And all of these events will conclude on CBS Sports Network starting the first week in August. Every Tuesday, we've got the youth bowlers, and then on Saturdays, PWBA. So if you're a bowling fan, you're going to have a good time this summer watching CBS Sports Network.
Ashton missing the head pin to the right. Has the 1-2-8 to pick up. Hook. Both girls are really struggling on that left lane.
Folks, don't go anywhere. After this game, we've got a few more matches coming up. Round 2 will get underway almost immediately. Then we'll take a quick oil break. And by the end of the day, we'll know our 6 players headed to the stepladder.
There's no worse feeling, and me and you both have been through it, where you're uncomfortable and you can't control the pocket. It's a terrible feeling.
And the bright side in this scenario is neither player able to do so. So it's a matter of, with a few frames left, who is going to figure it out first. So through 7 frames here, 4 pins the difference, 8 overall. Advantage Karina. Now, as a parent, you see it on the soccer field. Sometimes you're just back here. There's nothing you can do. You're just watching. You offer what advice you can. They know what they're doing out there. But how do you get through a moment, an opportunity like this?
You gotta pat him on the back. As helpless as you feel as a parent back here, you have to pat him on the back and tell him to keep grinding. Figure it out.
But again, regardless of the struggles, you have to also just look at the scoreboard and realize that, as frustrated as you might be at this point, you're in the middle of a one-mark match, really. Whoever gets up there and can throw a strike or a couple of marks in a row is going to be the winner here.
And it doesn't matter the score. Someone has to win. Who wants it more?
That's absolutely right. Whether your opponent bowls 250 or 110, your goal is to get 1 more pin.
Get it.
So we saw that at the Senior Masters this year with Chris Warren. He bowled the highest block of the day, round 3, to get into match play. And his first match, I want to say he lost 511 to 501. And the rest of his matches going straight to the elimination bracket. Like 5 or 6 times he had 501 after 2 games. The rest of the way, but again, all the matches around him, there was a couple where Doug Kent bowled 730 and 720, lost both of his matches, and there's Chris Warren's opponent winning with 511. But for Chris to be able to refocus at that point and come back and win the event, it was a phenomenal showing, and they just hit one of those pairs, and we're seeing that right now.
It just tells you how great this format is. You just have to figure out a way on each and every pair, whether it's high scoring or low scoring. You just have to figure it out.
Big opportunity here for both pin count. As Ashton breaks up the split, leaves only the 3-6-10. So Karina will step up. She can shoot 158. Best Ashton can do at this point is 153. Karina already leading by 4 pins, so it's going to be a pretty exciting 10th frame, I think, here. Well, big opportunity now. Regardless of what happened in the first 8 frames, we really have ourselves a 1-frame match. Karina can step up and end it. And this is probably the situation that any bowler wants. The opportunity to get up, throw the shots.
I always wanted that opportunity. You know, you hate to lose sitting on the bench. You know, you just want that opportunity to step up and win the match. Wow, great cover. It's a very, very hard spare when you're on demanding conditions. Very hard.
.148 max score. Double here. Shuts out Ashton Woods. Count important there. Karina had 170 in the opening game. Again, 2-game total pinfall matches. Double elimination bracket. 3 of the 8 players will advance to CBS Sports Network. Karina now can finish with 137. That would force Ashton to double and get count to steal the victory. However, we have not seen a strike in this second game of our opening match. There it is.
There's one.
That was a beautiful shot at a very important time. 3:07 final score for our defending champion, Karina Capron.
So Ashton has to actually strike out all 3 in the 10th to win by 1 pin.
There you have it. Yep. Double and 9. We have a tie. Ashton Woods going to come up a little bit short here in our opening match, but her day is not done. Cannot get discouraged at that point. Of course, some disappointment, but remember, we're minutes away from another match and another opportunity. Almost half of the players remaining will make TV. Both our defending champ on the girls' side and our 2017 runner-up on the boys' side now victorious in our opening round. Looks like we're seeing some emotion out of Ashton here. Understandably so.
Sure, absolutely.
Curtis going down to talk it through and remind her it's not over. It's like in our other matches, Kira Maxim, a winner against. Oh, going too quick on the standings there. Other winners: Sapphire de Fuente,
Athletes and spectators, that concludes the 130.
Caitlin Ablegania, also a winner.
Moving on to the 2:30 time slot, I have some lane assignments here. Bowling on lane 21 will be Katrina Capron. 22, Kira Maxim. 27, Sapphire de Fuente. 28, Caitlin Abagaria. On 15 and 16, Ashton Woods, Samantha Kanahalua. 33 and 34, Paige Matejsek and Katarina Hagler.
All right, so again, Jason, everybody's still alive here. Double elimination bracket. We got the standings, or the results running on the screen behind us here. And Mike Larson giving out the lane assignments, so not wasting any time.
Ryland Breeze and Keegan Alexander.
Our winners, Capron,
Nihal and Micah.
Maxim,
13 and 14, Dylan and Landon. 19 and 20, Nicholas.
No Fuente, and Abagania. Other 4 players headed to the elimination bracket to fight for their lives.
You'll each be getting 5 minutes of practice. As a reminder, once practice has begun, no surface alterations may be made.
So it looks like there was 3 200 games that round, and we saw 2 of them. Ryland Brees. All right, folks, well, hang with us. Players on the move right now. Our next round of match play coming up here in just one moment. All 8 players on each side still remaining. My name is Matt Canizaro alongside Hall of Famer Jason Couch. Players will head this way. Likely get a couple shots to warm up, and then we'll be underway with round 2 in just one moment. We appreciate your patience and for joining us here on Bowl TV. You're watching continued coverage of the 2018 Junior Gold Championships U12 division, boys and girls. By the day's end, we will know our 3 boys and 3 girls headed to the TV finals. Folks, stay tuned. Round number 2 coming right up.
and JC are doing a good job. Thank you. I'll catch you after.
All right, athletes, we have the names in. We're going to go ahead with our 5 minutes of practice, and then we'll do a brief announcement, and you will begin.
All right, folks, we do appreciate you sticking with us here and your patience. We're about ready for round number 2 of match play. We've got 2 winners bracket matches here. This is the U12 division, 2018 Junior Gold Championships here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. My name is Matt Canizaro. We'll be joined here shortly again by PBA and USBC Hall of Famer Jason Couch, bringing you the action from AMF Sparetime lanes. Just a few miles away from Cowboy Stadium, the Rangers Ballpark, MLB, and of course, the International Bowling Campus. 6 of these young competitors will advance to the televised portion of this event. They'll bowl under the TV lights at the International Training and Research Center, the home of Team USA, tomorrow. And those shows will be taped for delayed broadcast on CBS Sports Network all through the month of August. And it'll include all 3 divisions here at Junior Gold, plus the U12 and U15 categories at the USA Bowling National Championship. So we'll have just a couple more minutes of practice, and then round 2 will get underway. 2 winners bracket matches. So very talented young players, and one in particular, Lee Hall, Hari Maridu. We'll see him here on 25 and 26, already at the ripe old age of 12, with a TV appearance under his belt. Going to be making another one for sure tomorrow. We'll have all the details for you as things unfold here in these 2-game total pinfall matches. Stay tuned. Practice will be over in just 1 minute. All right, we were handed some bio sheets for our competitors, so looking forward to sharing some of their information here as we get going. We did see Nihal and Sapphire yesterday on Bowl TV, presenting their team at the USA Bowling National Championships. Details on that as we get going. And we have some fans out there in Bowl TV land.
Athletes, 1 minute remaining of practice. 1 minute remaining of practice.
One more minute, and we'll be underway. Round 2 of match play here.
Athletes, please hold up on your practice. Practice is now complete.
All right, practice now complete here at AMF Sparetime lanes. We're going to get our lanes reset, and round 2 of match play will be underway
All right.
in just one moment.
Our elimination bracket on lane 15 and 16. Ashton Woods versus Samantha Kanayalahua. On 33 and 34, Paige Matejsek and Katarina Hagler. In our winners bracket on 21 and 22, Katrina Capron versus Kira Maxim. On 27 and 28, Sapphire Nofuente versus Caitlin Abadria. Excuse me, Abagania. On the gentleman's side, in our elimination bracket, on lanes 13 and 14, Dylan Adams versus Landon Jordan.
All right, Mike Larson doing the introductions here.
On lanes 19 and 20, Nicholas Trentler
8
versus
boys and 8
Joseph
girls
Dominguez.
remaining here in our under 12 division. 4 winners and 4 non-winners.
And in our winners
And
bracket,
we'll say goodbye to 2 boys and 2 girls here this round.
32, Ryland Breeze versus Keegan Alexander. And on lanes 25 and 26, Nihal Hari Marita versus Micah Vortis. Athletes, if you determine your starting lane, you may begin.
All right, Mr. Couch, showtime.
Here we go.
Round 2 getting underway. Folks, if you're just stopping in, thank you. My name is Matt Canizaro alongside Hall of Famer Jason Couch. Live action from the U12 division here at the 2018 Junior Gold Championships. 2 winners bracket matches happening right here on our featured pairs. Lanes 25 and 6, 27 and 8. 1 boys match, 1 girls match. We're one step closer to knowing our 6 finalists for tomorrow's CBS Sports Network TV taping. Coming up here on 25 and 26 in our boys match. is Micah Voorhis from Cherry Hill, New Jersey, taking on Nihal Hari Maridu from California, the NorCal All-Star at just 12 years old. Already some TV experience to his credit in our girls match. Maridu's teammate in the USA Bowling National Championship, Sapphire Nofuente, taking on Caitlin Abaganya.
That's the first strike on 27 and 8, and it took us a lot longer in the first match on that pair to get a strike.
That's right, folks. We had fresh oil for our first round of match play, so now in bowling terminology, we're bowling on the burn, fresh burn, and we'll take an oil break after this round. Then we'll go fresh burn again to finish the day. But yes, we saw some roller coaster performances. Again, all that matters is that you beat the bowler on your pair by 1 pin, whether it's 150 or 250. So we saw a couple high-scoring matches, a couple low-scoring ones. And yes, so far through 2 shots, we've seen as many strikes as we did in our last game on this pair. So as you said, hopefully they were paying attention. They got a couple minutes of practice to get comfortable. And now we've got 2 of the best here going at it on 27 and 28.
2 solid strikes to start the match. Impressive.
Double for Abaganya. Now that we have their bio sheets to kind of learn a little bit about them, very impressive aspirations for these young players, and a nice balance of bowling life and potentially non-bowling life. For example, Abaganya is interested in Harvard or Baker University, so aiming high there. Certainly, her favorite bowlers are Daria Payuk and Jesper Svensson, 2 international players. And her goals to when she grows up, she wants to be a lawyer, pro bowler, or represent USA in the Olympics. And well, bowling the Junior Gold Championships is a great step in that direction. And for Nofuente, we mentioned that she found success at the USA Bowling National Championships. She will be on CBS Sports Network. She helped her team to one of the 2 spots in the U12 finals. We'll tape that tomorrow, and that will air in August on CBS Sports Network. See if she can help her team win back-to-back titles at that event. And for her, she has bowling on the mind. Jason, looking at Weber, Wichita State, and McKendree, 3 solid bowling programs there with a lot of history. And McKendree, I think right now the red hot team seems to find themselves bowling for national titles. It's back-to-back years now. So Shannon O'Keefe and Brian O'Keefe doing cool things there.
All 3 great schools, great coaches, and have a passion for the sport of bowling.
And for Nofuente, her favorite pro bowler, Rocio Restrepo. So we see the international players getting some love here, and very well represented out on the ladies tour. And after the great shot to start the match, a couple tough frames there for Nofuente, and she's back chatting with her family and coach. She's kind of getting some tips here as Abaganya steps back up to see if she can keep her string going. Caitlin 3 for 3 now to start this match. Jason, what are we seeing here from the young right-hander?
Well, she hasn't missed splitting the 8-9 the first 3 shots in a row. I didn't really expect to see anybody bowl a big game on this pair, but maybe she found something in practice, a few shots they got in practice, and she looks great so far. Another great shot. I just really sit here and think, and I'm so impressed with the fact that Everybody has solid fundamentals that we're seeing today. You know, it just proves how good the coaching is throughout the country.
All right, so turning our attention to our boys match here for a minute. Mihal Hari Maridu also starting with the double. And again, he'll be making his return to CBS Sports Network for the second consecutive year as part of the USA Bowling U12. See if he can help successfully defend the title for his Pacific Southwest team. He is 3 for 3 here in his match against Micah Voorhis. And Mr. Maridu also aiming high, interested in Stanford and MIT. His favorite bowler is Norm Duke. And the 7th grader, very focused on athletics, wants to be an athlete. Kind of wonder, looking back, if I had filled out a questionnaire at 12, how close I might have gotten to my own aspirations. And for Voorhis, a little bit of a balance here. He's looking at Weber International or Princeton. So depending on which route he's thinking.
Maybe we need to have him pay a visit to Gainesville, Florida, so he can see what the Gator Nation's all about.
That's right. We need to do some recruiting while we're here as well. And for Voorhis, looks like a 2018 Storm Youth Championships U12 Boys Champion. And, I would have to confirm this number, but it says on his questionnaire here, 7 USBC Youth Open Eagles. So,
wow.
I would say.
Abagania staying hot, has the front 5 this game.
So again, folks, 2-game total pinfall matches. And the string comes to an end at 5 for Caitlin. Sizable advantage here. Halfway through game number 1. So the miscue on the single pin after the 5-bagger, still in control. But we saw in our last match, strikes few and far between, so spares and pin count turned out to be the difference in that match. Here we are now. Round 2. 2 new competitors, and as Jason said, based on what we saw in the last match, weren't sure what the scoring pace was going to be, but again, 2 players against the same pair of lanes.
Got Ryland Brees taking on Keegan Alexander, and that match looks a little tight. Doesn't look like Ryland's got quite the scoring pace going that he had earlier.
So we do have our 4 winners bracket matches all around us, so we can see what's going on. Our defending champion on the girls' side, Karina Capron. A couple of pairs to our left. As Jason mentioned, Ryland Brees and Keegan Alexander to our right.
Sapphire Nofuente is really struggling on this pair like the first match girls did. Just seems like that left lane hooks a lot more, and the kids can't seem to figure it out.
We saw the slow wheel there from Maridu on lane 25. And a little more trouble for Nofuente. She's going to talk things through, try to regroup. Again, long way to go. 7th frame of game 1. 2-game total pinfall match. Jason, another thing to kind of make note of is just the length of the week. You add in the practice sessions and the travel, 4 games a day, different houses, just the endurance necessary. You know, we've seen it at the collegiate level and at some international events where you're on your feet all day and just you're not necessarily doing much physically, but just being there and being in the moment emotionally certainly can be very draining. So as a competitor, how do you stay fresh and stay focused in the moment in days like that?
Well, most of them are wanting to be professional bowlers, so they're going to have to get themselves conditioned for that. You know, it is a long week, like we said earlier, but however, this is the tournament of the year for junior bowling, the toughest tournament of the year for junior bowling. So they have to maintain, get plenty of rest, eat good, and you know, you got to stay focused.
All right, we are rolling toward the end of our opening game here. Round number 2. Abigania with a hefty advantage over Nofuente after 8 frames. I saw a question in the chat about the match between Kiera and Karina. And after 6 frames, a 3-pin swing. So Kiera Maxim up 3 pins. We'll keep an eye on that, of course. And you mentioned the scoring pace for Ryland Brees. Considerably different than what we saw in our featured pair off to our right, but he still is ahead in that match. Keegan Alexander shot 118 in the opening game. Ryland will step up in the 10th. He still can get to the 170, so he'll be the leader at the halfway point of that match. So now looking at the bracket behind us, Mr. Couch, our 2 winners here then will bowl for the top seed. I know it seems so fast, but with only 8 players in the bracket, the next match will determine the top seed and the top 2 seeds essentially. The winner will be number 1 for the step ladder, and whoever loses the next match will be number 2. The rest of the folks will battle through that elimination bracket with the winner there taking the number 3 seed for the step ladder. So a little bit different format this year, and probably going to be some excitement as we get down to that final moment.
Oh, without question, and you know how important that match is going to be for number 1 and 2 seed. You win that match, you're definitely bowling for the title. You don't have to bowl the match before to get to the title match.
Yeah, I think most competitors would say they would take that number 1 seed 100% of the time, of course, because you're guaranteed at least second place and second place money. And you know, at the same time, though, when they get to the step ladder and they come in at number 3 and number 4, and then they win a few matches, it sounds like, you know, having those extra games, of course, gives you the opportunity to get comfortable, an advantage that you would have over your opponent. So I think the mood definitely changes based on the outcome in that case, of course, but I think it makes sense, obviously, to have to win only 1 game to win it all.
Mika's been a little lost on this lane 20. Oh, lane 26 looks like a much better shot, much closer. Looks like he was fighting the friction in the front of the lane with the other ball. It looks like he switched to a urethane ball to try and control the pocket a little more.
Didn't catch the final score down there for Ryland Brees and Keegan Alexander. Ryland, of course, will have the advantage. I just don't know by how much. And to our left, Maxim and Capron. Kira up in the 10th. She can get to 169. And Karina can strike out in the 10th for 172. So a tight match there. We'll expect nothing less than these players fighting. Again, as the winners this round in the winners bracket, guaranteed spots in the TV finals. It's just a matter of if they're going to be the 1 or 2 seeds. So pretty cool stuff happening. But maybe not so cool on lane 27 right now as they work through some mechanical issues.
See if Nihal keeps going with the slow wheel on this pair. It looks really good right now. He's the first one that I've seen try it. Everybody else seems to want to stay to the outside and play a more direct line.
Does seem a little bit over under, playing farther out, and we've seen some washouts, and then we've seen some runaway Brooklyns, and the slow wheel seems to be the key to success right now. Redo will step up into 10th, working on a double. Can get to 234.
Got that one a little to the right, a little firm, bucket.
Well, at that point, knowing that you're working on a double and you're kind of pulling ahead here, I would imagine pretty easy to step on the gas, little hard there.
A little excited, a little pumped up.
All right, so it'll be 198 for Maridu. And Voorhis now can get to 173 with 3 in the 10th here.
Looks like we'll be moving our girls from 27 and 28 over to 29 and 30.
Well, that makes for some TV challenges. Of course, we'll check in with Mike Larson and see what the situation is. And if we have to move some cameras around, at least get some scoreboard action for you. Great shot there in the 10th for Micah. Keep this one a little bit close. trying to peek at the scores. They're coming on. Looks like 158, 157. Karina Capron over Kiera Maxim. So tight match there. Going into game 2. Matthiasek over Hagler, 154, 131. And for Brees and Alexander, it was 158, 118. So 40-pin swing there. Dylan Alexander, 202. Laney Jordan, 183. Joseph Dominguez, 155. Nicholas Trentler, 127. And other scores not yet reported. So again, all 8 players on both sides still alive here. But we will lose 2 boys and 2 girls this round. And we'll also know who 2 of our 3 finalists on each side will be. So a lot happening all at once here. Jason Couch, we appreciate you being here on our broadcast for the U12 match play portion, Junior Gold Championships here in 2018. Of course, we appreciate all that Ebonite International has done as the presenting sponsor here for this event. And just watching from a distance, watching online, social media, as you mentioned, opening ceremonies, the trade show, registration, just being out, hanging out with all your favorite players. What a phenomenal experience for these players.
Yeah, we've gotten a lot of great opinions and thank yous from the parents this week about how things were running. A big thanks to all the bowling centers that help Junior Gold around the Dallas Metroplex, and you know it's been fun. Looking forward to some exciting TV finals, and we got a lot of bowling left here to go today, so it should be exciting. Ryland just missed the head pin, and something hit the 4-pin, fell into the 2, into the head pin for a strike. When things are going your way, they're going your way.
Well, that's his first strike here in game 2 of this match. He was up 40, coming in trying to lock up his 2nd consecutive TV appearance in the U12 division. But Keegan Alexander not giving up just yet. Again, that match was 158, 118 in game number 1. And we'll keep you updated on that.
Hall just starts out with a double, just still using the slow wheel, looking very comfortable. He's got a 25-pin lead after the first game.
All right, for the update in our girls match, Caitlin Abigania and Sapphire Nefuente, they have moved to lanes 29 and 30. We'll check in with Mike Larson and see if that's going to be a permanent move or just for this round, and they'll fix it between rounds there on lane 27. We're going to have an oil break before our next round of competition. So perhaps that'll be enough time to get things situated. That game not close in the 10th frame. Abigania is up in the 10th right now. There was a big double right there. She's been solid the entire game. Started with the front 5. She'll be in the 220s. Let's count on her field ball. Best that Fuente can do is 150. So perhaps, Jason, the best thing that could have happened to Sapphire Nefuente was getting off of 27 and 28, where she was struggling. And now looks like a couple good shots on the new pair, but Abigania lined up just as well.
Yeah, it's certainly going to give Sapphire some renewed interest in the match. She's going to be well down after this game, but just moving pairs where she felt like she was lost is probably a benefit to her. Let's see if she can get on track here.
All right, Voorhis also definitely not giving up, and the open frame from Meridu. He'll cut into that 25-pin deficit, and we'll have ourselves some excitement here on our featured pair for the boys. Down to our left, Kira Maxim struggling here, down only 1 pin after the opening game in her winner's bracket match. But things not going well here early, and capping clean through 4 to pull ahead. Gonna have to get the calculators out, Jason, I think, for a couple of these matches now, getting interesting. Ryland Brees looks confused for the first time all day, all week even.
Sapphire ends the game with 139. And she'll be 82 pins down going into the second game. Looks like Keegan Alexander is actually taking the lead in the match against Ryland Breeze.
Alexander starting this game with a double, and now strikes frames 6, 7, and 8, and 9. So add the 4-bagger. Ryland Breeze in trouble. Up 40 coming into this game. He's going to finish first. So best he can do is 178. Alexander still can get to 246. Trouble there for Voorhis after the double. 6, 7, 10. It's good news in both these matches, Jason, is that they still have an opportunity to get through the elimination bracket. Again, can't forget that. And Brees, open frame in the 9th. Sometimes through it all, you can see the 12-year-old shine through, and just for a moment.
Yeah, it looks like Ryland's going to be headed to the loser's bracket. But he's still got a chance. That's what he's got to remember. Still has a chance to get there.
So he'll open in the 10th, finish with 131. So I think at any level, and this is something that we'll learn from Deandra Asbady. She talks a lot about it. It's not so much how you handle the victories or what you learn in those moments of success, but how you handle the losses and the down moments and how you learn from them that makes you a stronger competitor.
Absolutely. You got to learn from your mistakes and learn to deal with the ups and downs of any sport. You know, it's how you handle those losses and how you rebound, especially in a double elimination format like this. You have to put it behind you and keep moving forward.
Well, Keegan Alexander now moving forward. How about that? Shoots 118 in the opening game, stays composed, shoots 221 to take the victory and stay undefeated here. So Mr. Alexander, the first of our players, guaranteed a spot on the TV show. Now he will bowl for the #1 seed coming up next against either Meridu or Voorhis. How about that? I mean, I don't care how old you are. You know, a 118 game, never gonna feel good. But to be able to stay focused and have a turnaround like that, pretty awesome from the young competitor.
I'm sure he's getting words of advice from his father, Scott, which actually he has a PBA title, won the PBA National.
Down to our left in our girls match, Capron and Maxim. Karina Capron with the 21 pin advantage, clean through 6. So at some point, I would think you're gonna look at the bracket, look at the scoreboard. Somebody's gonna let you know where you are in the event, what's on the line. How do you handle those moments where you know that this is the one for TV, but it's so close, but it's so far at the same time?
You know, the way I was taught how to handle it is just treat it like any other frame. You know, just keep going through and just making good shots and concentrate on making good shots, and you'll keep your head in the game. Micah just had pocket 7-10 for a brief second, and they both fell at the same time for a strike. And he loved every bit of it. Sapphire No Fuente still struggling, even on the other pair, but she does have 3 marks to open up the second game, going for her 4th spare in a row, and she got it.
All right, Mr. Couch, it looks like 27 and 28 will be out of commission for the rest of match play. We've got 2 more rounds coming up. So after this round is complete, when they're oiling the lanes, we'll move some cameras around. We'll at least get a look at 29 and 30 and kind of bounce around back and forth so you can see what's happening down there. There's Voorhis with 2 splits here late in the game, trying to make up a 25 pin deficit, and on his way to potentially falling short here, but we've seen crazier things happen, of course. But we do know for a fact Keegan Alexander headed to the winner's bracket final and will bowl for the number 1 seed. But will it be Moridu or Voorhis? Find out here in just a couple frames. You heard it from the crowd. Come on, Nihal. Very supportive bunch. We saw it yesterday at the USA Bowling National Championships. That NorCal All-Stars group, just a very cohesive unit. Very happy for each other. And while they're out there competing against each other often, able to cheer for their region when they have the opportunity. Jason, it looks like Nihal's going to have to pick out a couple different jerseys because he's got a couple TV shows tomorrow.
It looks like he's punching his ticket to the finals.
So the 4-bagger here in the back half of game 2. Trying to hold off Micah Voorhis. Keegan Alexander coming down to check out his opponent. and the 9 won't go. So Jason, another unique situation now, knowing that you are guaranteed a spot on the show, but still one more match for that #1 seed. So it's again, it's a roller coaster of emotions at that point. The excitement of knowing that you're locked in, but the pressure of obviously wanting to win that one more match.
Should be a good one. And Micah here, he needs to remember that, you know, he's still got another match to bowl, and he just needs to get himself refocused a little bit. Looks like he's handling the pocket pretty good, so I would think that he would be pretty confident going into this next match.
Now to get to the TV show, it'll take 2 victories. These folks losing here in our winner's bracket, we'll go to the elimination bracket and have to win 2 matches. Only one person will emerge from that elimination bracket. And down on the girls' side, Karina Capron easily handling things as well. So she'll head back to TV for the 2nd consecutive year and have a chance at successfully defending her title. She'll bowl either Abagana or Nofuente for the #1 seed coming up next. Redo gonna finish things out here. Celebrate for a moment and then refocus as he's got one more match to go.
Niehoff throws it in the gutter on his fill ball, but still ends up with 234. Just absolutely brilliant bowling in that match right there.
Well, bring you down to earth there for a minute. All right.
I think he might have relaxed a little too much on that last shot.
So we know we're going to have to turn our cameras anyway, so let's see if we can get a look at these young ladies. Finishing up their match. We're not going to be able to see the scores. We do have a pillar here. Only I was a foot taller.
Looks like Caitlin Abagana got refocused here. Just got a couple of strikes out of the last few frames. 80-pin lead going into this game. She just needs to fill frames.
Abagana had 221 in game 1 to Nofuente's 139. So Capron finishes with a 225. Again, she'll easily advance to the girls' winners bracket final. Our winners will bowl next round. That's at 3:30 local time, so it'll be a few minutes behind that because they will be oiling And then our final round will be 4:30 local, 5:30 Eastern. That'll be the final of the elimination bracket to see who our number 3 seed will be.
Look like it's going to be Caitlin Abaganya and Karina Capron. Let's see who the top seed's going to be this afternoon.
In the elimination bracket, it is Hagler over Matisek. See if any boys scores have rolled through. It is Dylan Adams over Landon Jordan. And Joseph Dominguez takes down Nicholas Trentler, 296-291. Again, all about the pair you're on and who you're bowling. Doesn't matter how high or how low the scores. So we're now down to 6 competitors in each category. Jason, I just made the connection as well. Keegan Alexander, Stephanie Alexander, used to work at headquarters here at USBC. She was in the call center, worked alongside Shannon O'Keefe and a few others, and since moved away, and now back in the DFW area, and well, headed to the ITRC to be on TV tomorrow.
That's right. Congrats.
All right, folks, we've got our final frame coming up here. Caitlin Abaganya going to finish things out. Then we're going to shut things down and take a break, and we will restart with a different event here on Bowl TV. So we got rounds 1 and 2. You should see a different one back on the main page of Bowl TV. That will be rounds 3 and 4, or the final rounds, whatever the title is. But we'll definitely be back. Of course, as much as we would like to see how things turn out, hopefully you do as well. So we'll double check, see what pairs are in play, move some things around. There's 2 more rounds coming up here from AMF Sparetime Lanes in Arlington, Texas. Oh, Jason, it looks like we've got some parents far more nervous than the competitors out there. I know, again, as you mentioned, there's really nothing that you can do sitting back and watching, just set pace and hope things go the right way.
Absolutely. There's a lot more nerves in the stands, it seems like, than there is up on the lanes.
All right, folks, well, that's going to do it for this round of match play. Caitlin Abaganya will take on Karina Capron for the number 1 seed. And on the boys' side, it'll be Keegan Alexander and Nihal Maridu. How about that? So a couple exciting matches there. The slow wheel getting it done here on our featured pair. We're going to get reset, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. So keep an eye on Bowl TV. It's scheduled for 3:30, but we need just a few minutes to oil the lanes, folks. We'll be right back. Again, keep an eye on the events on the Bowl TV homepage. And we'll have the final 2 rounds coming up in just a few minutes. That's the news for now. We'll see you on the lanes.